What is up,
What is up,
everybody?
you motherfuckers? You already know what's good. It's Kody. Yo, I'm 49 Cent, Big Dick Carls. I've been known by many different aliases and nicknames and whatever. So you can just call me literally whatever the fuck.
Well,
I guess I'm getting interviewed today.
Thank you for joining us, whatever the fuck. It is a pleasure to have you on the channel, as always. This is nothing new, but tonight we're going to be doing a special interview.
You know, it feels so long since I've been on the channel, but then you look, and it's like, the last video I was in is like, still like on the same row or just like right under it, so it hasn't even been that long as far as your channel's
right, comparatively speaking, it hasn't been that long. But it has
like,
been
even
a while.
though it's just, it feels like it's a while because of that video hiatus.
Yeah.
Gap.
But I do think it has been a while since you and I actually recorded something one-on-one.
Oh yeah, just me and you. Yeah, it's been recently. It just feels like the only time that I've been in a video of yours has been when we've been in the whole group call, just with everyone, the whole STC.
We changed that today with that Final Fantasy VII video.
Oh yeah. But does that technically count? Because that was like more than 4 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2015.
But yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I'm trying to think, what is the last like video we did together? Like,
that's a good question.
Before this one,
would it have been 2016 with the Nintendo 64 thing?
Was it really that long ago? And was that 2016? I thought it was
or maybe no. Yeah, you might be right. It might have been 17.
I'm gonna double check that, but dude, that could be it. What about your channel though? What's the last thing? Would it have just been an LP part? Of,
would it have been glazed? Yeah, I feel like it was glazed.
I'd go for a glazed donut right now, man. You know, them things are good, bro. You know, one thing I will never forget from that glazed LP is that bad fucking egg, man. That Lucario.
Dude, as much as that sucked, that got me so many views.
I know, dude. You still get comments to this day.
Literally every few weeks I'll get a comment. It's like, I lost my Garchomp to this. I lost my fucking Charizard to this.
Just rip, lots of rips. It's like a video.
It's a graveyard.
To give respects, yeah. It's like Lavender. It's the Lavender Town on your channel.
It literally is.
Walked to the Lavender Town today on this channel. Fucking A. Dude, they need to make a glaze too.
No.
ROM creator needs to come back and make.
God.
Wouldn't that be something though? Do they make I like how this is my interview and I'm the one like now starting to ask questions. But I wonder, do they make like 3D Pokemon game, like the 3DS ones? Do they make ROM hacks of those or no? Is it too hard to do that?
They probably do, because you can emulate 3DS games, but I don't know.
The whole library, or?
Probably not the whole library, but you can emulate, like, the 3DS Pokemon games.
Really? I knew there was a 3DS emulator, but I didn't know to what extent, how well it worked, if there was lag, or what games could even really run.
Yeah, I don't know. Rexro's been playing Ultra Sun on it recently, and he hasn't really had any issues with it.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Good shit. Okay, so since this is this is technically an interview for me. You've done one for Mop. Willie here is trying to do an interview of all the STC.
Yeah, I'm trying to get one in for each of the STC members. This is, I guess, the second or the third, depending on how you look at it, because I interviewed Mop, then I interviewed Ben, but then we kicked Ben out, and now I'm interviewing Kody.
You interviewed who? You just keep cutting off there. I can't.
Oh, I interviewed Ben.
Who? I just hear nothing after the word interviewed.
Ben?
Did you say something?
Oh, hold on, did my mic?
No, fuck.
Oh, okay.
You But yeah, if you want to count him, even though he's not part of the group anymore.
Because it's Discord, I thought I was actually cutting out, but then I got the joke. Like as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I get the joke. I get it. Yeah, we don't talk about that nigga.
The one was he who should not be named. Or
Yeah.
whatever said, whatever the saying is. He who should not be spoken. I think that's the saying.
Or as Mop's dad refers to him, the one who eats too much.
The one who ate everything. One thing's for sure, Ben's not going.
Yeah. That is true.
Ben's not coming. I just like the way Mop phrased that to his.
Yeah. So who else coming and not Ben?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure, not him. So, like, you didn't take too long to prepare the interview questions from the point of the time I got on to the call. Like,
No,
you just have, like, 2 questions written down?
No, I have actually 6 on me. So,
Damn.
Yeah, it's that quick thinking. And my first one, I'm going to jump in with a bit of a spicy one, but I want to give you a platform.
Spicy burritos.
Maybe we'll somehow talk about that in this interview. I don't know. But
There's too much to tell it. That'd be its own.
That could be its own episode. That could literally be its own episode. But the question that I want to pose to you, I really just not even like a question. I really just want to give you a platform to speak your mind and say what you got to say uninterrupted. You have had some beef with Cam lately. In more ways than one, and I just want to give you this opportunity to say whatever you want about and or to Cam.
Cameron? Cam, not the comedy man?
Yep.
I mean, what's there not to say? He's not the comedy man. He's not funny. He's not funny like I am, son. I'm the king of comedy. This dude has jokes. He thinks his measly fucking doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers channel gets more watch time and views than mine, dude. First of all, have you seen what his main channel is nowadays? What his main focus is? This dude's out here doing fucking DSP videos. You know, I had a channel where I did the same thing and got tons of views. You know when I was doing it? In 2013. You're 6 years behind the ball, dude. Catch the fuck up. You're a grandfather. That's first of all. Second of all, as far as like what he's actually been saying to piss me off, I don't even want to get into, so I'm not even gonna comment on any of that. I just want to say, Cam, I think I'm just done listening to you because every time, for the most part, I mean, like as far as when you're directly speaking to me and trying to come at me, I think I'm just gonna try and tune you out. But when you're like talking, generally or just not like trying to roast my ass, I'll listen. But I think I'm just gonna tune you out because if I don't, then I just get heated and I don't want to stop until you fucking just leave Discord or leave STC altogether, like fucking Eric or some shit. No, Eric didn't leave. He got kicked out. But
that's true. Although Eric tried many times to avoid us at all costs. So.
But no, like seriously, just like I get that it's haha and jokes and shit, and that's probably why for the most part you fucking do it. But you gotta know there's a line, and you should know there's a line, and just you could make jokes, but don't go too far with them. And if you keep it up, dude, if you keep at it, I'm not trying to be like your ma here, but like if you keep doing them there the computer shits, I'll give you a spanking, you mister. But if you keep doing that shit, I think we might need to throw down. Might have to go in the rain or do something. I don't know, some IRL match.
Well, speaking of throwing down,
gaming.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Smash match.
Well, there's that, but I was gonna say on the subject of Cam, he currently has a perfect record against you on Pokemon Showdown. Do you have any plans, any training going on to beat him?
Listen, every time, and I'm not trying to use this as an excuse, but every time I've fucking been doing that, I've either had like a migraine, my body's been hurt, or I've been high or drunk. Okay, if I go into this completely sober and I like get studied by the best, then that would be you, Willie, because you're the pro. If you like, if you take me under your wing, or yeah, if you have me under your wing
Like I
and
did in 2011.
teach me, I think I could come out and like fucking Rocky his ass. It'd be like a Balboa movie,
Yeah.
dude. We could fucking make it a documentary. I think I would love to do something like that.
Training Kody to beat Cam.
And this is not, it wouldn't be cheating because I'd allow Cam to get trained by whoever he wants as well. But I get dibs on Willie because I mean, this is my dude. I've known him since fucking 2010, man. Just fucking, and he's fucking smart as hell when it comes to Pokemon. This dude literally fucking built his whole foundation and like life on that shit pretty much.
Damn straight.
It's also how we found each other too, because I was doing like, I was a lot more active on YouTube at the time, and I was doing Pokemon videos and shit. So yeah. But at the end of the day, I get it if it's jokes and shit. Just try and find a line. Don't try not to cross it. If you do cross it, we're gonna have to do some sort of like IRL match, whether it's gaming, physical, whatever, something face to face, like a competitive match. We'll get set up, or even Pokemon Showdown. We could get a big actual match going where we have a set date and all that, and I'm not gonna be fucking like 17 mics hard lemonade in 2021. And apart from that, the only other thing I have to say about Cam is for the most part, like it's almost a meme, us beefing with each other. But there are times where it legitimately does get to me, and that's just what I want to try and prevent. But he can be a cool dude when he wants to be. Let's just put it at that. And that's all I have to say about Cam.
There you go, folks. I will let the man speak for himself. Now, you brought up our Melee money match that we arranged last year. What are your thoughts on the current status of that? What do you think, if let's say it was right now, who do you in your heart of hearts, who do you think would win?
Well, I don't own a GameCube, so I haven't been really training or anything because I don't own the game, and the only time I've really had, I mean, I could emulate it with the Dolphin emulator, but I don't have a GameCube controller, so I'd have keyboard and mouse. Only time I really had the actual hardware and the actual controller in my hand playing the actual physical game was back in like 2015 at some fucking old friend's house in the next state over. So I haven't really had a lot of experience. Meanwhile, you grew up with the game and have played it for years and still play it to this day. Maybe not daily, but you still like fucking load it up more than once every
5 years,
4 or 5 years. Keeping that in mind, I'd probably say I'd win. I'd probably got a good shot. I got a good chance. I think I can win that one out just barely.
Yeah, it'd be a good match.
It'd be close, to tell you that.
Yeah.
It'd be intense. And coming to your YouTube channel near you soon.
Well, yeah, so it was originally planned to be during the STC meetup last summer, and you ended up not being able to make it there. That's a whole story in itself. And then you said that you would come to Columbus while I was in school there and fight me there. You never came to Columbus to fight me at school. So do you plan to attend the meetup this summer to settle the beef?
Dude, I almost forgot you graduated early. You're too smart, dude. You're too smart. Repeat that last thing and come to Columbus again. What?
No, I was saying, do you plan to come to the meetup this summer to settle the beef?
Wouldn't that be like next month?
It's gonna be like early
month
August.
and a half from now.
That's
early August.
It's like 2 months from now.
I mean, unless I want to drive again, which I I would technically, like, I could start saving up the money now, and then yes, I would have the money, gas money, to be able to drive there. However, my only concern at that point is I'm driving my mom's fucking Jeep, and this shit is not a fucking. This thing that has been through some hell and back. It's literally 3 different colors. It has 2 silver doors. The whole thing it's supposed to be blue, but it has 2 silver doors. Most of it is blue, but it has the 2 silver doors on only one side. And then the right corner panel is like a maroon red. The rest of it is blue. So it's like the red, white, and blue. It's like the Independence Mobile or some shit. And the shit's cranked up a lot of miles over the years. I don't know what it's at currently, 170, 180k, some maybe not that much, maybe only 160 or 170, but shit is still known to, like, even when you're just driving around the city, not driving from state to state to state to state like I would be in a road trip like that.
Yeah.
It's known to, like, have tire issues and just random noises and random car or truck issues just come out of nowhere, just out of the blue, just driving around normally. So I realistically cannot see myself taking that specific vehicle there. I would have the gas money to make it, but I don't want to get stranded out and halfway going to Pennsylvania and then being stuck with a vehicle that can't run anymore. That's just my major concern at this point. If I can find another means of transportation or another vehicle, I would gladly go. But seeing as it'd be 2 months away, and I don't think I can get another vehicle within the next 2 months, I'd probably have to say I have to pass yet again this year and wait until next year when I have a more reliable vehicle, or we could set up a better means of getting me over there or something. I really wish I could have made it this year, or could make it this year still, but I mean, like, I had a month and a half where I couldn't work, couldn't make money, because I had 2 broken fucking feet and like over $5,000 in the hospital bills now I have to pay because I didn't have health insurance, which is something. And now that I do have health insurance, it still doesn't help the cost that much. But anyway, that's besides the point.
So basically, safety first.
That month and a half, yeah, safety. If I had a better vehicle, I would go, but I can't with what I have now. I really wish during that month and a half that I could have made more money, because if I made more, I wish I could have made any money during that month and a half. I couldn't go to work at all, because if I could have made money during that month and a half, I could have potentially, and this is what I could still potentially do for the next meetup, next one, is save up enough money for an airline trip.
Right.
So that's the route I might have to end up taking once I have enough money for that, which I don't think I can get enough money for a airplane ticket in 2 months' time on Domino's paycheck and all the bills I got.
Right.
Maybe the next one after that, we'll see. Don't you guys have like little mini meetups in between the big one?
Yeah.
So I could probably still do one of those.
Right.
Because I would love to still just, even if it's just you, like, I would love to just fucking, because I see you and Mop going out and doing shit all together, just you and him, and having a shit ton of fun together in a hotel room, just recording together in person. Like, I'd love to do something like that, even if it was just one other, not the whole group.
Hopefully we can work something out.
Yeah, I need more time, and I need more money, and I need to stop fucking my life over to the point where I'm fucking disabled.
Mentally just getting started.
I meant physically, but yeah, mentally disabled too.
Physically just getting started too.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe, what's the year a car of officially vintage? Because this Jeep will be 20 years old next year.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's why I'm surprised it's still running now. It's like, and she got it when it was new, so like it's been around my whole life. Cause I was like, what, born 97, 2000, so it's been like, obviously I'm not going to remember much between the ages of 1 and 3, so
Right.
it's been there as far as I've ever known. But yeah, what year does it officially be? Is it like 30?
I have
Or
no
25,
idea.
20, I think it's 25 or 30 and it becomes vintage. Pretty sure? I'm gonna look that. How many years before a car is vintage? I'm pretty sure it's 25. Oh, it is 20.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
gonna have a vintage Jeep next year? And then it becomes an antique at 45 years.
Damn.
Shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, what was was the cam thing an actual question?
Yeah,
or was
the
that...
cam thing was
Oh,
an
okay.
actual thing I wrote down. Then
Okay,
I
I'm glad
piggybacked off the melee.
I thought we were still in filler mode. Okay.
No,
Alright.
the cam thing was an actual thing I had wrote down. The next thing that I want to ask you is actually related to content and what you've done on the internet. I want to ask you if you could choose one video or project that you and I have made together for people to watch, what would it be?
Like if I had to direct them towards one
Like
playlist
if you could make a bunch of people like watch whatever it is you choose from the stuff we've made, what would it be?
Santa Claus Jr. 2010 all the way. I mean, that's obvious. No, I mean that's just no. It's like saying Balloons Tower. Man, dude, that series is classic, man.
Oh man.
Totally wasn't annoying at all.
I honestly forgot that series existed.
That's why I'm saying it. Oh shit, that's a hard one. I'd love to flip that around and ask you the same thing. And it's funny too, because it comes back to me again, and I would need to finish that skit so we could do even more of. But would you consider Persona 4? I'd say that's technically us working together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cause and that's not even done yet. That's what I'm saying. As far as being done on your channel, like the series is not done. It's still technically ongoing.
Yeah.
It's just on hiatus because of my dumb ass. But that's definitely up there for sure. If I had to pick a non-Pokemon playthrough, I'd probably pick Persona, just off the top of my head, Persona 4. As if you did any other Personas. Trying to think of what other non-Pokemon games we did. I'm trying to see if they rival Persona.
I don't think any of them do, because only other ones are like Portal and Limbo.
I don't know, Portal wasn't too bad, but I think I'm just thinking of that ending. And plus, I wasn't even play there. I was just from Test Chamber 15 to the end.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The first 3 parts were boring as shit with your old laptop and just like you by yourself, 2011 commentary,
Hey,
2012 commentary. Still wasn't the highest level of entertaining Willy commentary.
It was pretty low.
Plus, you got that shitty. I mentioned the laptop being laggy. I didn't even mention the fact that it was also the onboard mic too. So
no, it wasn't the onboard. It was the webcam mic.
Oh.
Which was also shitty.
But it still sounded like it was a built-in mic.
Yeah,
because it technically is. It's a built-in webcam mic.
Right.
You don't buy a webcam to talk into it. Technically, but you buy one that's.
Yeah. But the mic on that webcam served me well. It was better than the one that was built into that laptop. I'll just say that.
Fair enough. Which you did have a few Soul Silver
videos. Yeah.
Though, the funniest part is there's not a whole heck of a lot of times you would do bulk recordings. But for some reason, that time you did do a bulk recording session, and it just so happens like one times you do for Soul Silver, you do a bulk recording session, and you have the raw mic. Like that is that's a Kody moment. It's like, I had the raw mic for literally 80%
of
of
my
your alpha steps.
Yeah.
And I just didn't notice for so long because I was always right in front of it. And it didn't take us until I was on my bed across my room for us to even realize that there was an issue. And at that point, you were, I think, looking for fucking either one of the last gyms or Victory Road or something. Yeah, I don't think anything else rivals Persona as far as non-Pokemon series that we did. Just trying to do one last think. Because we did a lot. You gotta admit that we did a lot over the years.
Yeah.
Specifically for your channel or mine too?
It could be either.
Cause I still like our the speedrunning every Mario game video, which is why I want to make a sequel. Funny. And those fucking dude, you know what? Okay, alright, I'm gonna split into 3 categories. I still think the best video game that's not Pokemon that we worked on together was Persona 4.
I agree.
The best series of videos or projects we worked on of videos together on that weren't gaming related at all definitely has to be the Online Apprentice series / other projects I did for that's one specific teacher in high school. The animation video, the Frizzy Boys.
Yes.
Online Badass, Online. What was the other one?
Capitalist.
Online Capitalist, and didn't we do one other thing?
We were gonna do online.
We did the failed car insurance one.
Yeah, we were gonna do Online Musician.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah. And we did get that.
We recorded everything.
I lost, or I didn't lose. I just still. I mean, technically, yeah, that would be lost. I can't find, like, the audio for one of us for that recording. But yeah, that series. I still think there was one more we did together for that class. Maybe not. Maybe that was.
Yeah, I think that was it. There was one that you did by yourself.
I know, that was the Elliot Roger video, and that was for the final, which couldn't be funny. Yeah. That had to be more serious. It was technically the final.
But didn't you also do one on like your roles or whatever? Class.
Yeah, but that was oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but you technically didn't have a part in that at all.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I thought that might have been.
That's what I'm thinking of, though. That's what I'm thinking of. You're right. I did do one other thing, and it wasn't with you. It was the roles video. You're right. Okay, so yeah, that's my favorite set of videos that we did together that wasn't gaming was for that. And I mean, most of it was technically assigned to me, so if it weren't assigned to me, most of those wouldn't have gotten made.
Yeah.
But we did work off of them trying to, with the Online Apprentice, with the Online Musician and shit, and also making a sequel to the animation video. Or trying to.
Yeah, that one never got released.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Both Online Musician and Frizzy Boys episode 2.
Yeah. They
weren't assigned for me to continue them for the class. We just wanted to because it's fun. But yeah. And then third would obviously be a Pokemon game we did together. Now that one's a hard question. Glazed was really good. It's like really good. It's still your channel trailer for that.
I know.
Still get to use some of the videos. Commentary is not at 100, but it's not terrible. I'd still say it's like a strong 90. It's still pretty. You could watch it now and not really cringe at all during it. You could still find yourself laughing. Pretty much like, you recorded it that day or today, as if it was, that the day of present. Nightmare Run, still good. There's tiny moments of cringe, but it's still like you could still click a random part and probably find some things that you don't remember, or just come on, get a laugh. And I'm not even talking Windows Vista. I'm just talking any part of that LP.
Zap
You could
cannon.
Yeah, you could just go to a random part and be like, what the fuck? Didn't I sleep during that too?
Yeah, you did.
Dude, that was so funny. Just like, well, Kody, hey, we won. What? I think I did that both in that and Glazed. I don't know.
Actually, did you fall asleep in Glazed?
It might have just been
I think it might have just been Crystal.
Nightmare Run.
Yeah.
That was still funny. Hey, Kody, we beat the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, Kody, wake up, we're about to fight Red, and you were like, it's the final fiend.
Yeah, I'm so out of it. It's hilarious. So like shit like that is still funny as fuck. Platinum was super fun to do.
Platinum was fucking
Part 19 and on.
the 18 parts kind of bring it down.
They honestly do, but the rest to make up for it a lot. I had a lot of fun editing Platinum. I really did. And I know you had a lot of fun commenting. The distortion roll video though. And then the rest were just like co-coms and random parts, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't we do? I feel like we did one other like main one together through the whole thing. Did we not?
Let me think. There was Crystal. There was Platinum. There was. No, I think like the only three that were like just me and you really were Platinum, Crystal, and Glazed.
That's a good trilogy of LPs though. I'm not gonna lie.
That is. That's a great trilogy.
Out of those three alone, I think I'd have to rank it Glazed first still. Platinum close ass second. It's still a really good LP. It might even be tied with Glazed at certain points because you got, I mean, so many classics in Platinum if you think about it. You got your boy, right?
Oh yeah.
You got the way we just started out this video. What is up, you motherfuckers? That was from Platinum, part 19. Fucking. You got Bugs Bunny. I'm pretty sure he was the start of that.
Yep.
Oh man, so many good shit. So
the drug deal.
The drug deal. Oh, you do. That was a funny ass episode. Like part 45 or whatever it was. Just so many, and not only that, it encompasses a time in our life where it felt a little more free, a little more fun. And like just a lot less stressful. I don't know about you, but for me it feels like I had a lot less stress back in those days than I do now, for damn sure. Something else happened when I played on LP that was like super noteworthy. I mean, like I said, the editing, like that hyper cam part still like cracks me up that I did. Like when you can make something as a content creator and then look back at it in the future, like years later, and still laugh at it or still find it like entertaining or special, or that was still a good one, I still like that. Then you know you did your job right. You know it wasn't you didn't have a wrong impression of what you thought was funny. Like if a joke worked and you still laugh at it years later, then it actually is funny. It's not just you thinking it's funny. It genuinely still hits the mark. So it genuinely is funny. In that aspect, I can go back to a lot of Platinum parts and still like smile and really just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just like as if I just made the video that day. Or it was just uploaded that day or whatever. So in that aspect, it's those kind of aspects of the LP that kind of make me want to say Platinum's slightly better than Glazed. but then you get the parts where you do kind of cringe.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. The thing is, I would rate Glazed at number 1 solely because Glazed doesn't have nearly as much cringe as Platinum.
Yeah, if Platinum, if you could cut the cringe in half in Platinum, I think it would be the pinnacle of the LPs we've done together.
Yeah.
even better than Persona, because even Persona 4 has its own, it's cringe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you get rid of the cringe, I mean, shit, Persona, like the first quarter to half of Persona was during your little rage era, so
Yeah.
you fucking didn't always hit the mark there. Sometimes you did, and
True.
when you did, it was funny as fuck. But sometimes you just kind of killed the joke or killed the mood or the vibe or whatever. But yeah, if you could cut the cringe in half in Platinum, it would be the best Pokemon playthrough series we've done together. But since that's not the case, Glaze is still on top, then Platinum, then Crystal Nightmare. Yeah, it was Crystal, right? Or no, it was
Crystal.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And the rest of the series we did, like Santa Claus Jr. and all those are still, there's still parts of it that are good. Not specifically in Santa Claus
No,
Jr.,
there's nothing good in that series.
but the other series we've done, there's still good moments.
Yeah, like Portal had some good stuff.
Right.
Limbo.
They don't just come to the forefront of my mind as quickly as those other ones you mentioned.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah. And that Final Fantasy VII shit that you're finally starting to upload again, and we'll probably hopefully start recording more of. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty entertaining so far. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy the game in particular, but I enjoy our roast and our commentary and our jokes on it.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, I don't know what to tell you. Atlas did a good job with that fucking game.
I think that pretty much sums up that question. All right, this is a special one for you.
Final Fantasy, by the way, Atlas did a good job with, not Persona, because I know we were mentioning.
Yeah, no, they did a good job on Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, to be specific.
Yeah.
The rest of the ones after that, I think, were made by Insomniac.
Yeah, unfortunately. But don't worry, because Bandai Namco is gonna take the ring for the next one.
Oh, dude, I know the CEO. He's a really good guy. I think.
I know, dude. I have his phone number, man. On speed dial. We smoke the same flavored wraps.
Damn.
Okay, so what was the next question?
Alright, we're gonna do One Gotta Go. So, you know how One Gotta Go works. You choose one and it's gone forever. So, One Gotta Go out of the following series: Spyro, Crash, Sly Cooper, and Jak and Daxter.
Oh, man. You said Spyro? Fucking Spyro's so good, man. I'm so glad they got that HD remake and for the trilogy, and but Crash 2, they got that Nitro Race. That's what it's called, right? Team Racing?
Yeah, I think so.
Racing or whatever, Team Crash Racing. Just like they did with the Insane trilogy. Like, those are redone from the ground up. I don't care what you say, like, fucking, I don't think anyone criticized the design of what Spyro or Crash really looked like for those games. For the remake, at least. But those are, I don't care what anyone says regardless, those are remakes, not what they did with Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter, and Ratchet and Clank on the PS3, where they literally just took the PS2 visuals and just kind of like upscaled it to 20. It's like, and then slapped a $40 tag on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so is that okay? So Spyro, Spyro. Man, I love Spyro. If it was just between Spyro and Crash, I think I'd have to nix Crash and keep Spyro because I love
Yeah,
Spyro so
same,
much.
same.
So Spyro, Crash, Sly Cooper, Jack. Was there another one?
No, that was it.
Sly Cooper's a good series, but like I'm not as attached to it as I am with Jack and Daxter. It's like more, it's the stealthy one of the three,
Mm-hmm.
like Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Sly. You're a sly raccoon, you're a stealthy raccoon going around stealing. Well, I mean, he's not like he's a criminal in a way, but he's also a good guy because like he's stealing back shit to help people too. But he's also stealing things to like aid his family's name and shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're stealing from a museum, so like, how much of a upstanding citizen? So how much of a good Samaritan can you be? No matter what the reason for it is. It's like more the stealthier one of the group, which is still fun. Still fine. I still had fun like collecting like bottles and clues and shit like in Sly 2. Sly 2 is of the Sly games. I still have a ton of fun when playing Sly 2. Even though I haven't played it in a while, if I were to ever just be like, I want to play a Sly game, let me play Sly 2. It's just like that's the one to go to. It's so fun. You can play as multiple characters. Bentley is not in a fucking wheelchair. Spoiler, until the ending. Then he gets in a wheelchair, and then he's in a wheelchair all of Sly 3 play as him, but during the time you can actually play as him in Sly 2, not crippled, which is nice. And each one of them has like a different style of like gameplay. Like Sly can stealth, obviously. Murray has that punch, that power, and Bentley's like the hacker, and he also has bombs and grenades he can throw. So like but we're not judging Sly 2 specifically. We're judging Sly as the whole series, and Sly Cooper as a whole series, in my opinion, can get, like I said, not only am I not as attached to it as I am Jack and Daxter, but I don't know, as the whole series is, not specifically Sly 2, but the whole series, it can get a little repetitive, a little bit like stale, a little bit tedious, because you're kind of just doing the same shit. And you could say the same thing on Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank as well. Like, oh, all you just got guns and you shoot stuff and blah blah. Well, except for the first Jack, where they didn't have guns and stuff. But you know what I mean. But there, I would say, it's different because of the nature of the characters, story, and just what you're doing. And I also think, like I said, the attachment, nostalgia definitely has a factor into it, but I don't know, when I'm playing Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, it does not feel as repetitive or boring as it is when I'm stealthing around as Sly. Sneaking around, trying to avoid lasers, grabbing clues, trying to open a safe. That can get boring and repetitive as well, as opposed to Jack and Daxter, where you're riding in fucking hover cars and shooting shit left and right, and you're on a hoverboard, and you're trying to get this hot piece of ass, and you got this funny wheeze on your shoulder that won't shut the fuck up and keeps like talking shit about people, and there's a funny story behind it. There's a fat guy who's trying to fucking use you for money or something. I don't know. There's a lot more charm, and even there's aspects of charm in Ratchet and Clank 2 that I enjoy, that I just don't get the same thing with Sly Cooper. Sly 2 I kind of do, but not the rest of the games. The charm factor isn't there. So Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, they really like, they're the complete package. When I play Sly Cooper, it feels like it's kind of missing something, and it gets a little stale and boring after a while, or at least for me, a little bit tedious, a little bit repetitive. So yeah, Slider, I think I'm gonna nix that one. That one's gotta go.
I agree. It's close for me, but I think I would make the same choice. I think I'd get rid of Sly out of the 4.
I mean, it's not a terrible series, especially Sly, but
You know, Sly 2 is
it
awesome.
just feels like something's missing. It
Yeah,
doesn't have that same charm.
compared to the rest of the bunch, I think Sly for me is the weakest. It's definitely the one. It's definitely the series I've played the least of, and yeah, I think I would cut that out.
That was a good question.
Thank you.
Because all those are like, you know, childhood to like if you grew up late 90s, like if you were born in the late 90s and then grew up through the early 2000s, those were the platformers to play.
Yup.
And you know, especially on PlayStation, well, exclusively on PlayStation.
If you were a PlayStation kid,
I'm a PlayStation king.
Yeah, son, that PS double.
Hell yeah, dude. Over 3,000 games, son.
Yeah.
Shit's fucking. I think it's still the best-selling console to this day. I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
Yeah, sold a hell of a lot of units.
They deserve it.
Yeah, they do. Go Sony. Go Madden.
Go Madden.
Oh, dude, I'm so sad Sony's not gonna do a fucking E3 this year, and they're gonna do a shitty, like, direct, like, fucking thing, like Nintendo does.
Yeah, but...
Especially after how fucking, like, not only... like, they couldn't go out on a E3 banger,
Right.
They had to go out on their fucking technical
worst one ever.
piece of shit 2018.
Yeah, that was... Last year was the worst showing from Sony I have ever seen.
Dude, when they had all those glitches and it just cut to a blank thing, I'm like, come on, what the fuck is this? Are we supposed to?
And then they kept being like they had these niggas doing commentary over it and shit. I was like...
I love how they're just like in a stage. They show one game and then they're like,
"All right, get out of here."
Time for the intermission.
Like,
yeah, intermission.
Yeah, we gotta have an intermission to move people into another room.
You showed 2 girls kiss. That's all you did.
I swear, they literally had like the fucking intern run that shit.
I blame that fucking like chubby dude, that chubby Sony dude. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The one who shows up at like each...
Yeah.
I blame him, because like I used to not see him, but we've been seeing a lot more lately, and if you see more of someone, it probably means they're more in charge.
Right.
And he's not doing a good job that's in charge of all that.
That's very true.
Let's hope he's just the face man like Reggie was, and he's not the one actually pulling the strings. Now, Reggie, he was a face man that everyone could get behind.
Absolutely. We're gonna miss him.
Hell yeah. Rest in peace. Not rest in peace like he's dead.
Rest in peace, Reggie. Oh, shit.
I genuinely, for like half a second in my mind while saying that, thought he died. And they didn't just leave president as Nintendo. I genuinely was about to like shed a tear.
Reggie's fucking dead.
Rip Red. If you're a true fan and watch it along the video, go into the comments and write hashtag Reggie.
Hashtag Rip Reggie.
No one's gonna do it.
I think Mop will. I think Mop will drop a hashtag Rip Reggie.
We'll see. If you are Mop, you're a true fan and a lot better than fucking Cam is. That's for damn sure.
Damn.
I mean, he still is better than Cam, regardless if he gets.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Let's just be honest.
Let's be honest. I gotta fucking Onyx. I gotta fucking.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sly has to go.
I agree.
How many questions we in now? Was that 3 or 4?
That was well, I guess 4 if you count Melee.
So this is the 4th of your 6 that you wrote down?
Yeah. So, you have paid me to do a lot of things, including Final Fantasy VII. You paid me to play Final Fantasy VII, paid me to play Harry Potter, and paid me to do a lot of things well beyond the scope of video games. You've spent a lot of money on me, made a lot of purchases. What would you say is the dumbest purchase you have ever made on me?
Ah, shit. If you removed the on you part, I was about to immediately answer with a story, but if it has to be specifically about you, the dumbest thing I ever spent specifically on you, I'd have to imagine it would have to be whatever the most expensive one was, because it wouldn't be worth it, right? What's the most expensive thing I've spent on you?
I have no idea. I'm surprised that you're not saying the text messages.
Fuck, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, man. He was, I was like, what'd she say? And then she said, I'm going to the what? I'm not telling you, you gotta pay up if you want to find out. And then he would the next word would lead to just you needing to know what the word after that is to even figure out what the hell's going on in the sentence. And he kept doing it and doing it and doing it until eventually it was like, oh, she went to McDonald's and got nuggets. That's what I really paid $15 for. Really? Wait, wasn't it seriously about nuggets too? I think
yeah, no, it was actually about McDonald's chicken nuggets.
I forgot about that. If you didn't mention that memory, I was about to say probably either the Mac Miller, no, not Mac Miller.
Macklemore.
No, that's a real rest in peace.
That's a real one.
Yeah, the Macklemore, or the putting on a bunch of shirts, or one of those.
When you paid me to do the worm.
Yeah, those could have been without. We could have went without those and still been fine. So yeah, one of those. But since you mentioned the text message, and I totally forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that was definitely stupid. I'm still gonna mention the dumbest. It's not technically a purchase.
Yeah, go ahead and tell this story.
Wait, do you know?
I actually, I might know halfway through, but I don't know what you're referencing.
No, you know what it. I mean, you are.
Okay.
I've told people in the Discord or in the STC. I just didn't know if you know what it would be. You don't even have a guess.
Well, dumbest thing.
It's not technically a purchase. That's why.
Oh, okay.
But it's still related to a transaction and money.
Oh, is it The Last Guardian?
Yeah, it's The Last Guardian. Traded my.
Let me just repeat that. You traded in your 3DS, one of the best, maybe the best handheld system of all time, for The Last Guardian.
On release day, son. PS4, PS quadruple. Yeah, that was. Looking back, that was real stupid because it just barely covered just the game and the game alone. No extra money afterwards. No pocket money. No profit. That was a straight. They robbed me. They
did.
The funniest part too, because I never finished the game. I didn't get that far into it, and then I traded it back to them. So they really robbed me.
They took your fucking money.
Because the game ended up, surprisingly, not being that great. I don't know what to say.
Surprise, surprise.
But it happened. I can't deny it. Alright, yeah, that's the story. Next one.
So this is kind of a generic question, but I feel like this is a good question to ask. Who would you say, over the years, have been some of your main influences as a content creator?
Okay, as long I'm glad you put in the content creator cause I was about to say, what is this, like a fucking like third grade icebreaker, dude? Like, who's your role? Oh, my daddy.
He's a firefighter.
Obviously, I gotta give it to my hand. Uh, what is it? Hide fill content.
My man, high dill content.
It's like I went on this big fucking thing about Cam, and it's like, no, actually, I'm a big fan, actually. No. Yeah, he inspired me making videos years after I had already been making them. Why was my dead ass just about to say you, even though we made them around the same? I mean, like, I wouldn't say you were an inspiration for me starting to create content, but you were definitely an inspiration to keep going.
I feel that.
I'll say that. Like especially during those like early 2010 Skype days where it's like Codester's Pissed,
Yeah.
Kody's Game World and all those shits. When I was constantly switching from channel to channel and being like, man, am I ever just gonna like get to a channel and just stay on it and not have to worry about it? It's like during those days, it's just like I was watching a lot of your content. We were talking a lot at the time. It's just like, I don't know, you just really helped me like fucking like be like wanting to keep making Let's Plays when I could have easily just been like, oh, my channel got hacked. Well, fuck it, I just won't make videos then.
Right.
But no, I wouldn't say you're the only reason why I continued making them. Obviously, I kept making them. Probably the main reason just because I enjoyed it, like everyone else. That'd be the reason I'd assume for most people. It's they start making it because they enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Which, still stands true to this day. I just don't enjoy the editing process part because that takes fucking a while and it's annoying, and every time I even start thinking about editing, my mind immediately wants to procrastinate because I know how much of a bitch it will be as soon as I open up Vegas. And it's just like, that's the part that annoys me now, which is why I've lacked on uploads dramatically comparably over the years, because now it's more about edited style videos and making sure like watch time's a big thing. So like if you even have 30 seconds of boring material, they're gonna click off. So you gotta make sure your video is boom, 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 good, good, good. But back in the early 2010 days, dude, you could literally just straight record 10 minutes and not cut any of it.
Yep.
Like put it into an editor, render the bad boy, upload it straight to YouTube, and you're bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go. And it was fun as fuck, and I love doing it.
Yeah.
And so that never stopped, and you had no change on that. I would have still done that regardless if I met or not, I feel like. But you definitely like gave me. I definitely had a lot more fun, and like doing them with you. Doing videos with you.
It's always more fun with people.
And then that in turn created more motivation to just keep doing more recording sessions. But if I feel like that's also a cheat answer if I use you, especially also because, like I said, we started around the same time, so technically, like, I have to pick someone that had started before I did. And if I have to pick someone in that case, I mean, it kind of is really ironic, but like when Phil was good, and I put the word good in very loose terms.
Right.
But like when he just used to get shit-faced when he had a job and he wasn't an asshole and he just got home from work after a long day and just wanted to drink and relax from all the stress of whatever the fuck airplane parts or whatever he was doing. You just want to sit back and fucking record a game and make fun of some titties and Jews. I'm just saying, although I could go without the Jews part, but the titties and the other stuff, dude, like, I'm like, he's the kind of person that, like, you watch and you're just like, Yeah, I can do that too. It's just a dude fucking sitting down, drinking,
Right,
playing a
right.
game, recording it, literally with a video camera. And so like, I have to. I mean, in that aspect, just because I had been watching him since very early 2010, the same year I met you, but just I started watching him slightly before I met you. I kind of have to say him in a way, just because it was the very beginning of 2010, and I didn't start uploading YouTube content till summer of 2010.
Right.
Um, Even though I had the channel, I just had no videos.
Yeah.
I had videos on MySpace TV actually, but and they were even Let's Plays too.
Yeah, I remember you showed me one.
But I just didn't get into the YouTube game itself until that summer, just for whatever reason. And then but I wouldn't say he's the biggest inspiration. Like,
Right.
he's just a part of it. So I just have to give the respects to the old Phil, because just like new Phil's just dirty, dude. All he does
Yeah.
is ask for money and
Yeah.
way too much, way too much. Like, at least in 20, I'll say this, in some of 2012, apart from like the week or couple weeks where he lost his job and had to talk about money because he literally lost his income,
Yeah.
he didn't talk about money for like a straight 3 years.
Yeah.
And then like late 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 19 onwards, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse, and now it feels like that's all he talks about. There's a literal leaderboard above his head counting the money that he has to manually type in because he's too afraid of trolls coming in with troll names that if he automated it, it would show up and say something dirty about his ex-girlfriend or something. So he's not only is he greedy, but he's a paranoid pussy e-beggar. Like, that's
True.
like what he is now, and
It's true.
he used to just be a genuine,
Yeah.
just like playing games, having a drink after work, just trying to have a good time winding down from a hard day of working. But apart from him, obviously Toby Games and PewDiePie. I mean, like, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Ninja
Yeah.
too, right? Because
Oh.
I started after Ninja.
Well, that actually does kind of raise the question, like, who would you say, like, some of your more recent, like, influences have been that have, like, not inspired you to start, but sort of
Well,
shifted, like, the way you approach your content?
well, before I can answer that, I'm trying to think, to cap off the last one, I'm trying to think of who else I watched on YouTube back in the day.
Who is the guy that
Before,
you used to spam with messages on YouTube?
what? You.
But no, before me, there was, like, some YouTuber that you used to spam with messages.
Your mic legitimately cut off, like,
Oh,
who?
okay. There was some guy before me who you used to spam with messages on YouTube.
One person in particular?
I feel like there was. I may be remembering this wrong, but didn't he do like a let's play of like the bully or something?
Oh, I didn't obsessively comment on videos. I just commented on, like, maybe one every, like, 20 or 30 or something.
Maybe I'm thinking of a
Uh,
different guy. I don't know.
no. I think I know what you're talking. It's Silent Phil. Which ironically enough, Phil is his name too, but it's Phil with 2 L's.
Okay.
He still uploads to this day. He
Wow.
has 3,000 subs. He hasn't really grown much since the old days. Kind of sad. It's another victim of like just YouTube not promoting his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he started out back in the, and actually you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because bringing Silent Phil up is a perfect example of someone I watched before I started making videos, before I started watching DSP even. and he had a Dazzle capture card too. He started up a Let's Play of Bully. I think that was his first LP, if not one of his first. At least the first that I saw, because that's how I found his channel, I believe. He started an LP of Bully with his Dazzle DVC 1000 or 100 or whatever the fuck it was called. And I even remember the fucking tutorials and shit. His Pinnacle Studio program. He 100%ed Bully and did a bunch of other shit. And he was more into 100%ing Let's Plays. Kind of like Chugga Conroy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, imagine Chugga Conroy, but without the fast speech talking disorder or whatever it is that he has. I know he has something, but
autism.
So imagine Chugga Conroy without that and just kind of chilled back, but is still trying to 100% most of the games that he LPs, and just isn't known about really at all. And that's Silent Phil. Oh, and doesn't just play like mostly Nintendo stuff. I know he plays other stuff too. Like I know he did Xenoblade Chronicles. He does a lot of. Well, no wait, that's a Nintendo title too, isn't it?
Yeah, technically.
I'm pretty sure he did other stuff that's not Nintendo related, but just not a lot of it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Silent Phil, he like just does whatever he freaking wants, I guess. New or old. That's what's good about him too, because he just started doing Far Cry New Dawn, and that came out this year, and now he's doing a Let's Play of God of War. But he had just completed the new God of War. But he had just completed a Let's Play of GTA Liberty City Stories this year, and that game came out in like 2006, and he 100%ed it and shit. So he does a mixture of good and old, and he even in a way like, well, I mean, of course, because he did Bully, it's a Rockstar title. Rockstar also made GTA, and so it makes sense that he played GTA. And obviously GTA is a big, if not the biggest heavy hitter on my personal YouTube channel as far as like video statistics wise and analytics wise. So yeah, he's almost a perfect candidate for my inspiration to be a content creator back in the day. Even maybe to this day too, but I don't really watch him anymore. I used to watch him a lot back in the day. Don't really watch him much at all anymore, but I do respect that he's still around, and still think it's cool that he's still around when you have other people like SSOHPKC and just
rest
all these
in
other
peace to him,
guys who just used to make tons of content on the regular that just literally disappeared. It's kind of sad. And mentioning him, he was too. He uploaded a lot, and
dude, Seamus uploaded like almost as much as Phil did.
Yeah, and he uploaded so much to the point where it was literally a meme in his community, and every time he fucked, or
oh yeah, every I remember that. Yeah.
And he did a bunch of Pokemon shit as well, like LPs and shit, like his fucking Emerald LP. And
shit. That was a good LP.
And Pokemon Brown and.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he had some hot ones. Yeah, SSO, Silent Phil, and ironically enough, the old Dark Side Phil.
That's a good trilogy.
For content creators nowadays that shape me, none really shape me or shape my content. 'Cause I want to look at myself as like just a constant like, just adding on from what I've already started, you know, not like copying something, you know what I mean? I'm just adding on to my own individuality. Does that make sense? I don't know how to word it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
My own individual take or style of recording and stuff. Like obviously everyone picks and pulls from somewhere. Like they'll take a little bit of this from this guy they watch in editing style, while maybe saying a little something like this that this other guy kind of jokes about with his commentary. So they'll take an editing style from one content creator and maybe the commentary of another content creator and then embody that into their own, and that's their content. And in a way, that's kind of everybody.
Yeah,
if you think
exactly.
about it. So instead of just saying people that I think inspire my content to make it what it is today, it's best to not even do that because it would not be an accurate representation. It's better to just mention or shout out people that I like watching.
Sure.
And somewhat inspire aspects of what I do and how I record and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So Oni Plays is definitely one. He's fun, and they're more of like they're imagine the Game Grumps, but like funny and like doesn't just talk about dicks and nothing but dicks and then stay on the same joke for like 20 minutes at a time. And then they actually move on to other subjects and shit. And they cut out the dead air and dead progress in what they're doing in video games, so that way there's actual progression and shit. Unless they're actually fucking up, and then obviously they're gonna include it if it's funny, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not just gonna leave you with 3 videos of them fucking with a puzzle or something stupid, which is not only just like, I'm not saying that's what Game Grumps would do, but I'm just saying that they would just be like, it's just an example of me saying they cut out dead zones in their
Yeah. It's what Phil
content.
should do.
Yes, and other content creators, not just one in particular. Because I will say this, you can't always remedy that with an editor. An editor can only do so much in some ways with the content that they're given. So you can give an editor like just the most worst videos ever recorded and just most boring pieces of shit, and they could try their damnedest to make that thing entertaining and funny, but at the end of the day, if what you're giving them is like absolute dog shit, it's still gonna turn out just like absolute dog shit, just with like some gold sprinkles on top. So like, you gotta actually like, I don't know, make the content good, and there's a lot of people out there that don't. But Oni Plays is one of them because they cut the bullshit and they're actually funny. Game Grumps can be funny at times, but they're definitely kind of at a point in their career where I'd say they're on the falling action.
Yeah, the decline.
The decline, yeah, that's a better word. I was referring back to whatever the diagram is called in like middle school English.
English, yeah.
What is that called, by the way?
I don't remember.
There's a word for that.
Yes, it's named after some guy.
Yeah. Isn't everything?
Yeah.
Everything's named after some dude. God, I mean, Jeff's peanut butter. Who the fuck's Jeff? Did he make peanut butter? No, I don't think so. Fucking like everything's named after somebody. Oni Plays. I do like Danny from Game Grumps, the one who. I mean, they both have their own band, but he's part of Ninja Sex Party. And his songs are actually pretty good too. I like his personality more because, well, one, he was a stoner in his 20s. I mean, that's not the main reason, but like that makes me relate to him a lot more. Like, but like also just like the way he grew up, like, you know, like outcasted, you know, never really hit it off with girls or anything. Like he just now hit 40 and is just now like actually in a pretty long time relationship. Like prior to like this year, Like he'd been pretty much single for most of his life and shit like that. And so like in a lot of ways, like I can relate myself to Danny from Game Grumps. Aaron though, like he's just a fucking idiot.
Amen.
A fucking ego raptor. Like he likes to think he's hot shit. Especially because back in the day, he used to be a big animator before his time
Right.
on Game Grumps.
Right.
He used to animate all these videos.
Yeah.
And then he has the Sequelitis series where he dissects video game sequels and if they're good or bad compared to others. But like at the end of the day, like who the fuck cares what his opinion is? I mean, a lot of people apparently do compared looking at the numbers, but like if you really think about it, it's just like it feels like he's just coming with shit out of his ass, which I mean, like, isn't much different from what I do. But like, why is he successful for it? I wouldn't necessarily say it's jealousy. It's just I'm just confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm confused at what aspects of him people find so intriguing. Just the random bursts of yelling, because like I can do that too.
Yeah,
Willie.
same.
and you have
Yeah.
proven. Like, I don't know, like just like some of his opinions on games and shit, like sometimes just don't feel justified at all. It just feels like he's kind of just rambling. But he could be funny sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because obviously there's aspects of him that would have had to obviously attract literally 5 million subscribers alongside a co-host, but just him by himself I don't think would last long term. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He definitely works well when it comes to bouncing off of somebody, which and some people are. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like you need a buddy to bounce off of in order to make your content more entertaining and engaging. Albeit good for you. Just personally, I prefer more people like more recently that I've been watching, like Oni Plays and Super Mega and those kind of Let's Players.
What about Donkey?
As far as Donkey's good. Well, I was specifically talking Let's Players because I still like to look at myself as like more of a Let's Player than anything else. Like I still love. Thank you for bringing Donkey up, though. He's a perfect example of one who inspires me to content create as well, though. Because if you notice, 9 times out of 10, when I'm not posting a Let's Play video, it's usually like a random, like, almost like video game skit kind of video that, like, Donkey would have made.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what I'm about. Like, I love making, like, little one-off videos, random games or random topics, and just doing a random funny skit or just randomly calling up Pizza Hut or some dumb shit and just making a random video out of it out of nowhere, not expected. So like for sure he definitely 100%. Him, Critical, Penguin Zero, him, JonTron when he used to post more regularly. They all got good stuff, man. I can't really knock it. They're top notch. And Donkey, I'd say more than anybody, embodies my I think sense of humor more than anyone else.
Yeah, I would agree.
I just between the sarcasm and like the roasts and just even the cadent beats of like how he tells a joke.
Right.
I see myself doing the same exact thing, and it's just like he's for sure a huge inspiration for not only my content creation over years, but going forward and continuing onward as well. Like he's great. I love Donkey. He's funny as fuck. And I'm trying to think of anyone else. If we're not talking Let's Players, I mean, there's a ton of people I watch, but just to try and think of Blue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because most people, like, when they watch YouTube, they binge and they don't. Usually, I mean, sometimes you're just watching one individual and that's all you're watching, right? But, like, a lot of times you'll just find yourself watching just a handful of everything.
Right.
And it's just hard to pick through everything that I watch out of the blue like this, you know what I mean? Without, like, mentally preparing and writing down a list of people that inspire or I watch. Um, if anything, we can always do a second part interview.
Well, no, I think you've given a good answer. I'm gonna move into.
But I know, but I mean, like, we can always revisit YouTubers and inspiration, content creators. It could even be its own episode.
Yeah,
we could ask everyone.
For sure.
They watch and shit. Because I know there's way more people that I watch besides Donkey, Oni Plays, Super Mega, Critical, and whoever else I mentioned. There's definitely way more people I watch. JonTron. Just way more people. I just can't think of them right. They're not coming to my head right at a specific second. But yeah, I agree. We should definitely like.
I'm gonna move on to the last question.
Yeah, you can move on to the last question, but we should definitely make it in the future.
Yeah.
Or something.
So over the years, one of the constant themes I would say with you have been that you've attracted a lot of
women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, son. Yeah. You've attracted a lot of actually cringy, autistic individuals, especially on the internet, and
also known as women. You know what I'm
saying? So, I want to ask you, who is like the one really weird, cringy, autistic person that you've met online that really stands out in your mind?
You know, this dude named Tyrant Mop on YouTube. He's been pissing me off with his cringe.
Yeah, it's pretty cringe when you don't get on fucking call, Mob.
I saw this video from this Toxic Rage guy about all these promises about making beats and this and that and coming on today. It's just like, it's just really cringy when he does it every single time.
I agree. Very cringe. Very cringe.
I really can't narrow it down to one specific people we've talked to over the years. There's fucking Yankees Rock, there's fucking Gio, and it's one of those things where we would literally have to make its own video.
Absolutely.
And I'd even go as far as saying it would probably require each individual person
to have their own episode.
Yes.
All right, give me your like power three, like the top three that just come to your head.
Well, I just said Yankee. I just said June. What's the third person? Wolfang. Yeah.
Absolutely, Wolfang has to be up there. Wolfang has to be top three.
I'd say Drew, but like he managed to get himself a channel that, I mean, he did it in a bullshit way, but he managed to do something successful. Not super successful, but like at a small level degree.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I guess. So he has to be doing something right in that aspect. But if you're just talking like total like cringe fest, 100%, like can't cringe without that really a boost of memories come just flowing in your head as soon as you start thinking of them, and most of them are cringy. Yeah, I mean, has to be those three. Yankee, not as much. I think it's just more the fact that we were kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't really talked to any of these guys in a long time. But Yankee in particular, I haven't talked to since like 2012 or whatever.
Yeah, same.
So like, he's probably I shouldn't really be bagging on him because it's been literally several years since I talked to him.
Right. Plus, he like you said, he was a kid, whereas Wolfang was a full-grown man.
Yeah. Yeah, so if we exclude Yankee, then
I would include Stan.
yeah, let's replace Yankee with Stan. We got yourself a good golden triple list right there. Top 3.
All right, there you
That sounds
have
good
it.
to me, man. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, not having those people in my life, but like, you know what I mean.
Here's the thing with Stan and Wolfang, it's like there was nothing like redeemable about them. But at least with June, he would make us laugh.
Oh, dude, June had a weird way with him. Like, yeah, he was cringeworthy, but he somehow made most of his cringe funny. And
Exactly,
I don't know
exactly.
how. And literally, like, almost no other, if not literally no other individual human life existence on this planet I've run into that has managed to make the amount of cringe that one person can possibly consume or be a part of, or be what's the word, be the enforcer of the cringe, the doing of the instigator, if you will, do it in such a way where, yeah, it's cringy, but you just can't help but laugh. June has been like literally the only person that has made me to the point of like crying almost in tears over something that if literally anyone else did, I would just like, I would just have a straight face, no laugh, and just be like, fucking kill me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I really can't think of anyone with a specific style of humor quite like June's.
It's so dry, but it's just dry enough.
Right, that's the thing.
Where it's not too dry, and it's actually kind of funny.
Like the closest description I can think of would be like he's like a way drier version of Mop.
Yeah, I could see it. Oh, dude, imagine June on weed or something. Dude, I just smoked a doobie. I think I'm gonna go fucking burn my sister's room down with the blunt.
June, what are you doing? Drinking bong water.
I got a new fish at Petco today. I'm gonna put them into my bong water to see if when I lashes around when the bubbles foam up or when they come up.
Oh my gosh.
June was a treasure.
June, he really was.
He needs his own interview. Can we get him back into our lives and get him just for an interview?
Just for an interview. I don't want to talk to him regularly again.
Well, no, you wouldn't have to talk to him regularly.
If I could just interview him, yeah, that would be amazing. We need to set that up.
Is this one of your longer ones? This video?
It might be. I honestly don't know how long we've been going. It's probably the longest interview. I can tell you that much.
Well, I think that's because we have so much chemistry to literally all the years of talking that like just any conversation with you like just end up turning what was supposed to be like 30 minutes or an hour long show into literally fucking, we could literally make this a 24-hour cast if we very well wanted to. I don't think either of us have the energy for it at the moment. But if we actually planned it out, we would probably be able to pull it off. Probably,
yeah.
I mean, over the years, how many years we've known each other, shit, we don't know. What can't we really do at this point?
Amen, brother. And I think that is a great note to end it off on.
Hell yeah.
So thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. And I look forward to interviewing the rest of the STC members whenever I get around to it. And if someone watched this all the way through, Mott probably will. I don't know if anyone else will.
Hashtag Rip Reggie.
Hashtag Rip Reggie. Peace out.
Dude, I can't believe he died.
I can't either. It's so sad. F in the chat. Peace out.
I'm